We're back again talking about the job market, but this time tech companies are pulling job
Tech
listings.
job postings have dropped by nearly 40% over the past month.
Job postings in tech are down hard across the country, dropping more than 20%.
The number of job openings for software engineers has dropped by more than 33% over the past 5 years.
Post-pandemic hiring boom may be coming to an end, with both job openings and job growth slowing in recent months.
From Amazon to Meta, all major tech companies are reporting reductions in their workforces.
After massive waves of tech layoffs, employees may have thought their jobs were a little safer. That might not be the case.
With 48% of employers saying they prioritize retraining their existing teams instead of hiring new staff, this trend does not appear to be changing. So
It's
why
just
are tech
easier, isn't
companies
it?
erasing job postings? The year
just
2025
easier
is
to
marking
retrain
a
your
turning
staff.
point in the tech job market. For years, technology companies led job creation, opening thousands of positions and competing for the best global talent. This was made possible by the exponential growth these companies experienced.
Salesforce. Its shares are up more than 100% over the course of a year, and it currently has a market cap of just over $51 billion.
However, that boom has taken a turn. Now, many of these companies are removing open job postings without prior notice, limiting new hires, and reassessing their internal structures. This transformation is rooted in automation and, more specifically, in the advancement of artificial intelligence. In large companies like Salesforce, executives have openly admitted that thanks to AI, their software engineers are now much more productive than before. This gain in efficiency has reduced the pressure to expand teams, as smaller groups can now maintain or even surpass the same level of output as in previous years.
Artificial intelligence tools are becoming more common in the workplace as employers aim to increase productivity.
People are using AI more recently than anything else, and I think that's like AI is going to take over everything. I think that's where it's leading to, right? The only thing that you'll have people for is a small group, and they'll be for just to make sure that the AI is doing what it needs to.
Amazon was one of the first to set this trend, implementing an abrupt hiring
You don't need
freeze
a big
in
team, you
several
just need a
units,
small team.
initially planned through January 2023, but later extended to the present day. The e-commerce giant has been particularly active in eliminating job postings, while simultaneously cutting
sorry.
existing positions in its Prime Video
Shifting the
division.
mouse.
Meta, facing a drop in revenue despite a workforce that had grown to 87,000 employees, implemented one of the most extensive hiring freezes. In addition, the company began reducing middle management levels and announced plans to cut 5% of its staff, specifically targeting those considered low performers.
The practice of stack ranking employees might be making a comeback in Silicon Valley.
Microsoft has followed this trend, considering significant reductions in managerial roles and non-programming related positions, while also removing corresponding job openings. In its gaming division alone, the company has already eliminated 1,900 jobs.
In the
The
gaming
disappearance
division?
of job openings at major tech firms goes beyond routine hiring adjustments. Listings are literally vanishing from job platforms as companies reevaluate their talent needs. LinkedIn data illustrates the severity of this trend. Hiring in IT roles has fallen by 27%. Quality assurance positions have plummeted by 32%, and roles in engineering, once considered recession-proof, have declined by 26%.
So it's never really recession-proof
Paradoxically,
then.
these staffing reductions are occurring despite record financial performance.
A week of blockbuster earnings.
It's like they say about your life, right? Life is not guaranteed. You don't know what tomorrow's going to happen. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, right? It's all about today. Job market, same thing. Like tomorrow isn't guaranteed. It's what's going on today is what is guaranteed. If you wake up day of, that day is most likely guaranteed. Tomorrow you don't wake up, it was never guaranteed in the first place.
Reports from big tech culminated with Amazon crushing forecasts of just how much money it'd rake in.
Microsoft carried out layoffs just days before reporting a 17.6% increase in revenue, reaching $62 billion, while Amazon laid off 1,000 employees, despite announcing a 14% revenue increase, totaling $170 billion. This has had a direct impact on tech job availability. Despite more than 470,000 open positions in the sector, which might seem like a positive sign.
So they had an increase in revenue. They had job openings. They let go of their workforce. I don't understand why they are doing what they're doing. I'm not understanding something.
The broader context is less encouraging. At the same time, the unemployment rate in tech rose to 2.9%, a
Just probably higher.
significant jump from 2% the previous month. This increase reveals a mismatch. There are job openings, but not always aligned with the available talent pool. The specialization required in new roles is excluding many workers who were highly valued until recently. Moreover, the sustained decline in certain positions is notable. For instance, the number of job openings for software engineers has dropped by more than 33% over the past 5 years. Today, 60% of technology managers in the United States are hiring specifically for AI-related roles, up from 35% in 2024.
So there's about a 500% increase in the number of jobs that mention generative AI. There's about a 6,000% increase in the demand from job seekers for these jobs.
This reorganization is also reflected in hiring models. An increasing number of companies are replacing full-time roles with flexible or project-based contracts. According to recent reports,
I think contracting out is easier for people, isn't it now? It's easier to contract them out than have a full-time employee, because then you're not worrying about health insurance. God, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it.
8% of tech leaders in the country now prioritize hiring contractors. This not only reduces fixed costs, but also enables companies to adapt more quickly to uncertain economic cycles. At the same time, internal training is gaining importance. 48% of tech organizations have begun to prioritize skill development within their existing teams instead of seeking external talent.
Some owners are slowly now pulling back on hiring. Job creation plans have slowed over the last year as optimism wanes and owners await this potential recession.
Another notable change is the adjustment in hiring requirements. To address the shortage of certain profiles and speed up selection processes, 56% of hiring managers are loosening traditional requirements, such as years of experience or specific university degrees.
This is a good thing, then,
This does
right?
not mean that talent quality is being sacrificed, but rather that companies are beginning to value learning capacity and adaptability
Which is
more
good.
than formal credentials. Despite everything, the tech sector is not in decline. In fact, projections for the next decade are optimistic. The total number of tech jobs in the United States is expected to grow from 6 million to 7.1 million by 2034. This phenomenon is also being driven by macroeconomic factors. Investor pressure to improve profit margins after years of aggressive expansion has led many companies to reduce fixed costs. At the same time, global economic uncertainty and international competition are forcing U.S. companies to do more with less. And that inevitably begins with workforce reductions.
As uncertainty around President Trump's new economic policies continue, like tariffs, they have created massive uncertainty, volatility among the markets as of.
I think if it was me, I would be saying, learn everything you can about tech, right? OpenAI, coding, sourcing, whatever it is. Then become a contractor for 3 different companies who are willing to pay you, a decent enough or a little bit better. And you're good, right? You can do like maybe 10 hours total a day, or maybe like you do 12 hours for 4 days and the other 3 days you take off, kind of thing. But it might be better that way as a contractor yourself, working for a tech company like that.
The elimination of open job postings in the U.S. tech sector in 2025 cannot be understood solely as a strategy of business maturity. For thousands of workers, this trend represents a deterioration disguised as efficiency. Instead of maintaining a commitment to shared growth, companies are cutting staff and slowing hiring, despite continuing to post record profits. Under the banner of sustainability, what is often hidden is a prioritization of financial margins over labor well-being. As major tech companies streamline their structures and cut away the excess, thousands of workers are being left out of the system.
Despite some low unemployment numbers and tons of job openings, many tech workers are continuing to struggle to find work.
Opportunities have not vanished entirely, but they have become more technical and less accessible. What we are witnessing is not a natural evolution of tech employment, but a transformation that demands critical attention. If left unchallenged, it will end up concentrating the benefits of progress in the hands of a few, leaving behind those who supported this industry for years.
I think people need to understand it's not that you can't find a job in tech is that if you're not willing to learn more about the area, then you're not going to be able to find a job, which is why people are not able to keep their job, or they're more tech job listings, even though they're saying they're pulling them. Whoops. But if you learn like a whole bunch of stuff in a decent amount of time, work for 3 companies as a private contractor, you'll be set, in my opinion. So I don't think it's a pro or con. I think it's a pretty neutral statement for why tech companies are pulling job listings. But you got to improvise, adapt, and overcome at this point.